Oh, that timing for that live button was beautiful, Matt.
It was, wasn't it? Good evening, ladies, gentlemen. Oh, and Hanky. Evening, Hanky.
How we doing, everybody?
You were too early, Hanky. That's what it was. You peaked too early.
A bit eager.
How is everybody this week?
All right, not too bad.
Yeah, just about recovered now.
I'll say it. With how much I had to get done this week and everything actually getting done, not bad.
Hey, Mel.
Hey, Mel.
Hi,
Lee.
Lee.
Well, hey, Blake.
No, is that like an observation, Lee? First-hand experience? What's going on, bud?
This is a new record. We're not even like a minute in. And
Hey, Lisa.
you've managed to drop the tone of the show to a new level of like.
Yeah,
low.
but think about the fact that literally a millisecond before we went live, what came out of Craig's mouth, so that just set the tone for it. You know it was going to start bad.
You need to repeat what he said.
I didn't repeat what he said. I'm just saying. Sometimes
Could
bad
always share with
advertising, bad
everybody.
advertising. Well, Craig's the one that's got the image.
What Craig gets up to in his spare time, looking on Facebook for things.
Now, Craig, close all your other windows first.
It was a random advert. I thought this lady needs to change the advert.
Looking for ladies who will take his load.
Mm-hmm.
If that's how she wants to advertise herself, we're not here to kink shame and judge and whatever people want to do. So,
I mean, maybe this is what she enjoys doing.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. Oh, Lisa's got a headache.
I believe the headache part, her being delicate, I don't. We've met Lisa. We've had conversations.
Yes, I can see your green hearts, Hanky.
Yeah.
We can see him, mate. Yes. Yeah. Off you go then, Bill. You can tell us all what's going on with the government.
The tobacco and vapes bill is now law.
Mm-hmm.
It means there is potential for them to start meddling with, or worse, flavoured e-liquids. Although science and tech are still trying to push for some reasonable, moderate regulation on it rather than going in too heavy-handed.
Well, like pull-out bans. Hopefully trying to regulate it better than that, yeah.
But the way this government's being, we can't rule out them going for full-on
flavours.
No. And contrary to what the Scottish Whinger keeps saying, not you, the other one. Not the IBVTA, the other vape advocacy lot who represent the industry more. Still, no, not CASAR, that's America.
Do you know, my mind has gone completely blank, which admittedly isn't unusual before anybody points it out, but
it's...
Well, that just gets you accidentally bumped a little bit when you're trying to show mom what you drew.
No, they are still working in the background. The one with Clive Bates, they're still working in the background to try and
Yeah.
get the government to moderate things, and they are
Hi,
working with the
Martin.
Science and Tech Commission
It's
after a
Martin.
while. Hi, Martin.
It's big pharma money again, really.
It's big pharma and big tobacco money.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you look at the disproportionate taxation that they've managed to wheedle out of it.
Evening, Michael.
Hey, Mike.
Hello,
Mike.
Mike, Martin. But they played that stupid game. Oh yeah, we put £2.20 on 106. That's 44 pence on a packet of cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
And they've £2.20 on a bottle of e-liquid.
Yeah.
That size. Doesn't quite add up.
No.
And I still stick by what I've said in the past 2 years, is that if people had bothered a lot sooner to get off their asses, this might not have happened.
I mean, we talked about before not wanting to be those people, but it's kind of that time and point of we fucking tried to tell you so, and y'all wanted to bitch and whine and fight each other over non-important shit.
Yeah, but
And now it's fully into law.
without going to a full rant.
Yeah, Hanky, £22 plus VAT.
Mm-hmm.
And what is more annoying is when petulant little idiots in Scotland think they can come out with statements like, oh, well, you see, I told you this was going to happen, and I've been saying it for blah, blah, blah. From whoa, fuck nuts. And yeah, Vic, I am calling you fuck nuts. Because we've been saying this over 2 years. We've been reporting on the facts. You haven't done or said anything. Your statement at the start of all this was, I'm not doing any advocacy towards this. I can't afford to do it. I'm not doing anything. The only reason you're doing it now is because nobody sends you jack shit to review. Now you come back because you're not in the eye of everybody, are you? So you've got to find something to do it with, be politics or talking about this. We were saying it 2.5 years ago. We gave the facts 2.5 years ago. We tried getting people together to talk like human beings and like adults. And what happened? Everybody did their usual trick. I'm not talking to him because I don't like him. I'm not talking to him because I don't like him. Put your differences aside, because at the end of it all, we're all going to be in the same boat if we lose the fucking concentration.
Now everybody's screwed. Exactly.
Now we're all screwed.
Yeah.
You know, it's the mentality of morons.
We started talking about this as soon as the Conservatives voiced it.
Yeah.
And then started giving the actual facts when they put it out as a green paper.
Well, yeah, and nothing before that, obviously, because nothing was solid enough to report on.
No.
Anytime there's been anything worth saying regarding the government side of things, we've tried to report it. Anytime it has been, there was a period where me and Bill had to have a bit of a break from it because it was gradually driving us more insane than normal.
Well, you guys are also both trying to read government statements and paperwork that is worded so clearly.
Oh, no,
you know, so wonderfully easy to understand.
Yeah.
But some of those documents were hundreds of pages.
Yeah.
And you had to cross-reference backwards to try and work out what they were saying. Because you go, section 44, figure 22.
Line A, letter B.
And it references section 9.
I tell you what, if they'd had these people who did the vaping stuff in the Second World War doing secret memos, the Germans
I
wouldn't
said,
have
you know,
known.
we been a
Fuck all.
better. Them Coburgs would have been so successful then, huh?
Yeah.
Honestly. But the
Yeah.
outcome is
Yeah, big Nige might fix vaping, but he'll completely fuck us over with the NHS.
Yeah.
Well, it's again the same shit. I know people high up in government. I got the inside scoop to this stuff. This is gonna,
Bollocks.
you don't know anybody.
I love that statement that Martin just made about Vic, that Nige will fix it like a political Bob the Builder. And similar to Bob the Builder. Yeah.
Yeah, Bob the Builder, can we fix it? No, it's fucked.
I thought it was can we fuck it up worse, but
No, never, Lee. Of course yeah. What? I mean, they'd never do that. They wouldn't want people being sick, would they?
And
Yeah,
that will transition lovely into the US side of this conversation.
Well, yeah, it's a good time for you to say about what's going on in the States, bud.
So it's getting interesting in both ways because we actually might have a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel, but at the same time, you still have big pharma in the way and big tobacco and everything. Basically, you got 7 independent juice manufacturers that have all decided to get together and they're going to sue the FDA. It is already in paperwork. It is already going through process. The reason for it is, well, it's multi-tiered, but basically starts out with, remember when the PMTAs came out originally years ago, and out of nowhere, everybody applied for them, and then they were told, hey, we're denying your application because you didn't do this, that, and the other, and all the stuff that was, well, because of the way they did that, technically, you were subsequently making laws as you were enforcing a set of guidelines or whatever you want to call them already, without having the public hearing section, without having any kind of public voting section on it, and all of that through Congress is actually in law. So they can't just make background make laws and new guidelines and just, oh, hey, retroactively we're just going to throw these in here because they're in paperwork. Okay, but you didn't do it properly. You didn't have this process.
I would say you had that lovely thing of, oh, you haven't done that thing that we didn't tell you about until tomorrow.
Right. And because of that, that's another point, is they're being brought up on other they're bringing up other past cases that have had these issues before with the vape industry, and then being like, oh, well, you were supposed to do, okay, well, you changed that law after we already applied.
Exactly, Hunky. Exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
And then we get into, so they have that they're dealing with, and then you have the FDA coming back and their rebuttal from their lawyer. Love this. So on the issue of flavors, because that's the whole thing. It's the flavors that are the issue, right?
Oh yeah.
They said there's no, mind you, they quite literally ignored their own American Youth Tobacco Study results to make these statements, which we knew they would.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but it's
laughable, dude. It is.
Oh, your head of the FDA now is a joke.
Ta Hunky.
But so, as far as flavors go, they said there is no basis, knowledge, scientific data to show that adults have any higher rate of quitting smoking with flavors as they would with just tobacco flavor. They said there's no difference across the board.
Yes, there is.
Okay.
So because of that, they're trying to say that basically exempting pure tobacco flavor. This is no caramel tobaccos. This is no any chocolate tobacco. Whatever you want to. This is a basic nasty burnt ass tobacco flavor. That is what they're trying to have be the only option, because the youth is going to get so intrigued by these fruity flavors and this and that, and that's the reason that they're going. It's a new generation we're trying to get sucked into vaping and get addicted to nicotine, because it's all about the nicotine is the issue,
Yeah,
and But here's it. They said that tobacco flavor is all that adults need to quit smoking. There's no reason for other flavors, but it works because that's all adults need, and kids don't like tobacco flavors.
I call bullshit on both. And
I'm sorry, if the kid wants it for the nicotine, they're not going to give a shit.
It
what
could be
flavor
no
it is.
flavour at all.
Right.
Just nicotine.
You could do nicotine PGBG and it would, you know what I mean?
So long as the nicotine's high enough and they're getting a buzz off it.
Oh, and let's
you
not
don't give a
mention the,
shit.
and let's not mention the fact that PG and VG are naturally slightly sweetened anyway, just as they're created. So it's going to have a slight, like natural sweetness to it anyway.
No, that's the nature of the product with VG.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
That's just how it is, right? That's what I'm saying. It's not anything you're adding to it. It's not a flavor.
There's nothing
anything.
added.
Right.
The
You literally have your TG, your BG, and your nicotine. No flavors, no anything. And
the
it's
ongoing
still gonna
stuff,
have a flavor to it to a certain degree.
the ongoing argument, like Leah's just said. So when are they going to ban flavoured alcohols? Vodkas. I mean, how many different flavoured vodkas can you get? It's
Oh,
you know,
shit.
Fucking hell.
and beers and alcohol pops and whatever else.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
The Alco Pops were developed just
for
to get
kids.
kids into the pubs.
Yep. So think about it. You're allowed to have
That worked
you know,
well.
the blue raspberry alcohol pops, but we can't have a blue raspberry vape.
No.
And
No.
but it was
Yeah.
when Nick broke it down the way I liked though. He said it's not the fact that they're saying, you know, you're not allowed to like flavors as an adult. We're not saying that. What we're saying is, you know, we don't think you should be using them and be like, you can like them, but we don't want you to like them basically. And have the clarification to go use them as an adult, a free adult in the fucking world, because we don't think it's a good idea because we got to protect our kids.
So your government is being as clear as it ever is.
And the best part is, who's the third party arguing in this conversation? Philip Morris.
Yeah.
Big fucking shock there.
Yeah.
Philip Morris. Now remind me, Philip Morris. What do they do?
I think they make cigarettes, don't they?
Cigarettes. Oh, that's a shot.
Yeah.
The vaping wouldn't affect their bottom line, would it?
No.
Oh, I said, I mean, they're completely ignoring the fact that less than 15% of all vapors will use a tobacco e-liquid.
And now, make it more basic though, Bill. Take it down to that 15%, right? Now, in that 15%, I want you to ask every one of them, how many of you use a tobacco flavor that has nothing else to it? No mint, no menthol, no caramel, no chocolate, whatever.
I know one person who vapes a pure tobacco flavor.
And I've been vaping for going on 7, almost 8 years now. Okay. You guys know I have met and talked to people from every corner of this planet because of this community. I honestly can't remember the guy's name. It was years ago, but it was a guy who was an American that had moved over to Japan, and he had already been there for 15 plus years. Time I met him, because of the way you can do things over there, he synthesized his own nicotine and had his PG and VG and everything. Right? He didn't use flavoring at all.
Yeah.
Because the natural sweetness of the VG was enough for him.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But again, that's a one in quite literally thousands to million. Yeah, that's a very, very small percentage we're looking at here. That's a single one-off.
I stick by what we said ages ago, by what Dave said actually, and other people have said. Lisa said it quite a few times. Is they need to restrict labels. Okay, labels need to be made more basic.
Well, absolutely. And you don't need to have all this bright this and that on the label. It needs to be what milligram it is, your name, your company, what your flavor profile is. Have a good day.
Yeah,
and your mills. I'll give you that.
Not copying like certain UK companies did of copying chocolate bars at one point,
Yeah.
Their cereal labels.
or
And,
cereal labels, or
Yeah,
Alka Pops.
see, I like
a
that branch.
label,
I like the
a
way they do it.
label, a little bit of class. It tells you it's the competition version of a sweet custard cream.
I'll tell you what,
That's
though, and the thing is, too, you look at theirs, and it grabs your attention, as it should by what the information is, but it's
Yeah.
not. I'm sorry, the other ones are so overrun with this bright color and that bright color and this fruit jumping through a hoop in midair and exploding, or whatever the hell half these labels are
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
You know, it's not necessary.
No, it's not.
And the thing is that kills me, the juice companies keep doing it, and I get it. They're trying to keep up with the disposable industry and all that crap. The disposables don't
I
even
need
do
to
that.
decide whether
Well,
I'm going
packages aren't
Saturday or
even that
Sunday,
bad.
Steve. Not sure yet.
It depends when he's allowed out the house.
Depends if Sarah finds out what he's bought.
If Sarah doesn't find out what he's bought, he'll be there. If she finds out what he's bought already, he won't be there.
But yeah, so it's going back and forth, and I can't. I'll tell you the one. I can't remember the guy's name now, but he was one of the members of government that was one of our biggest issues. Put it that way. Him and another guy who was there, basically the two are bigger names that in the U.S. we've been dealing with fighting us and everything. Randomly, they're both leaving their positions.
The issue we've got
So without them in the place, hopefully this lawsuit, because it has so much actual legal bounds behind it, and they keep cross-referencing against the FDA and realizing that, oh, we screwed up, huh? Yeah, and we're going to keep repeating it until it gets through the court process.
The issue as well you've got is there is still a large part of these anti-vapors who are still bringing on. I mean, everybody's seen it on Facebook at the minute. That all of the videos and fucking posts that you're
the
getting.
pop-up stories of my kid at the age of 17 and vaped every day for 2 years, and now his lung collapsed. And
Well, they shouldn't have been vaping then at 15. There's one the other day. My child was only 12 and he's going to die because they vape. Well, who was buying them something to vape at 12 years old? Right. You've got to tighten the law up. Okay. The laws on vaping have got to be tightened.
Well, that's why these gas stations having the vapes need
If a shop is caught selling to somebody under the age, then fine. They're banned. They're shut. That's it.
Yeah.
Done.
Right. No, not giving a $2 fine and moving on.
Yeah. And what were they buying them?
Exactly. Which brings us back to America with the fact there's a lot of THC vapes.
I had a guy at work the other day try to bring up. He's like, "Oh yeah, you remember back when there's that issue with vaping and kids and getting the stuff in their lungs?" And I said, "All right, so do you even know what that was?" It was a vitamin, wasn't it? I said, "Okay, no, it was called vitamin E acetate. It is quite literally an oil that was being mixed into THC, illegal THC cartridge vapes. That being that it's an oil." When you ingest it through your lungs, it coats your lungs. And then, yes, you do have complications because you can't absorb oxygen properly and everything else.
Exactly.
You have an oil layer on inside your fucking lungs. Well, couldn't they have put that? No. You could not have put vitamin acetate oil in a vape liquid and it still worked. I mean, yeah, it'd be in the bottle.
I mean, now in this country,
you would notice it would not be mixed at all.
Now in the UK, we've already got the black market taking off, which we knew would happen. We predicted it would happen. It didn't need to be a genius. So we've got THC vapes being done illegally, and it isn't just THC that's being put in these pods.
No,
it's other things like this spice, this synthetic cannabis.
Dude, I heard the other day somebody that had a DMT one.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the
Yes,
hell?
Hanky, you are. But you've been a very good boy tonight.
He just wanted you to call him a good boy, Matt. You fell right into that trap. Are you doing the ASL silence for Trump?
The problem is once it goes to the black market, it's very difficult to get it back into the legal market.
Well, especially the fact that you flooded it up like that. Where's the line of I don't know which place has the legitimate product and which one has one that looks almost the exact same,
Well,
but
for us,
God
it's
knows what's in
easy.
the fucking liquid.
For us, it's easy because we wouldn't buy from somebody we didn't trust.
Well, yeah, for us,
Exactly.
I get that, but the general Joe Schmo walking down the street who just quit smoking, 2 weeks ago.
Exactly. Then they're, oh, that shop does it cheap. Oh, I'll try theirs.
That I had to get into that with my sister about a year or so ago. Hey,
Yeah.
I found this local shop. They have, the geek bars or whatever back when they were, a big thing. And they've got this flavor, that flavor. It's really hard to get a hold of. And I looked at it when she had one. I'm like, yeah, because it ain't real. What do you mean? It lights up the same in the box. Like, but it's not, that's not a real product from that company.
No.
You can tell there's certain things and certain less quality. You can just tell.
And this is not taking the piss out of out of your sister or anybody else, but
No, that's a lack of knowledge. That's what that is. But
people shouldn't need the knowledge. They should be able to trust where they buy it from.
Mm-hmm.
Which comes down to the legal under the law being able to go in and saying, no, this shop is illegal. They're selling a dodgy product. Right, we're closing them. That's it. Not, here's a warning.
Well, here's
here's
what
a $50 fine. You're closed. That's it. Done.
So you have right. Now imagine how it is over here though, because of when the first original big vape ban went around, most of the vape shops reclassified halfway as head shops. Because even if you have certain vape products, if you're labeled as legally a head shop, they can't just say, oh, you're a vape shop, we're shutting your doors tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hey, I get the mentality behind it.
I get that.
Now that has lessened and you can openly be called a vape shop again over here, do you know how many? I mean, I can not kidding you. I go down one street, like go down to the main road on my road and get down maybe 6 blocks. There are at least 3 to 4 different shops that all have a big neon, vape shop, da 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 da. I walked into one day because it was I'd never seen it. Saw the vape sign, very cool. Let's see if they have anything, whatever, right? There was maybe a half dozen disposables in a little corner behind the register, and past that, you could just tell this place was not actually a business. Put it that way.
Yeah,
like it was a bodega that definitely had other things going on behind the scenes. When the products on your shelf look like they were 20-year-old products and they're food products, it's kind of concerning and kind of obvious. But because of this vape thing that they can just put on their signs, you have stuff like that. You have the other shops that are now selling all this kratom crap and synthetic fake marijuana stuff, and so you got corner shops that you walk into and they've got mason jars bigger than your fucking head full of this whatever regulatory, non-regulatory marijuana bud. What it doesn't, I don't know, I don't look into that. I do my things legitimately. I don't deal with that crap. But so they've got all this stuff and they're already dodgy selling to God knows who these disposables and everything. Is it going to stop them from selling any of those the kratom and
we've got
the same people? No,
we've got a similar issue here, but the shops we have, like the head shops we have here, obviously can't sell marijuana-based products because it's not legal.
Right.
They can sell things like the bongs and they can sell all of that.
But it's still labeled as tobacco use only. Like
these shops are always the same, okay? They're always not. They're usually owned by non-English people.
Mm-hmm.
They're usually owned by Turkish people, predominantly. And they usually have a range of things. They have a range of very bad vape products.
That are at least 6 years old, out of rotation for anybody.
A range of second-hand phones and phone cases. A range of like cannabis smoking products, and usually a large range of vibrators and dildos.
Really? That was what they added to that? Okay.
I mean,
at least we don't have that here. I'll give you that. At least I'm not walking in for an RV.
I don't know what person particularly goes shopping in here, Hanky. But no, I don't know what person goes shopping in this shop. But what the?
Sorry, no. You just spiked the memory that I buried out of my head, because now that you say that, I remember going into there's a couple like actual chains that are vape shops that are just all over the fucking place. I remember now about a year ago I walked into one to go get cotton, and I'm walking around trying to see if they have any old shit in the cases. And I look over in the corner wall, and sure the fuck enough, there was a wall of fucking vibrators and shit. I forgot about.
Yeah. Have you got any stacked mechs? No, but we've got.
Just don't mix them. Don't mix them up and grab the wrong one off your side table.
Yeah, this one's Quad Power Series 21700.
Have you got a drip tip for this?
No, but this will make you take a drip.
It's a 3 or 4 S lipo pack in this one. I want it to have some, go.
And yet the government never bother raiding these shops, it seems. They never bother looking at these shops. No, they don't look and think, that's suspicious. No, we'll just leave that alone. It's like...
Right. But you're worried about, like when we had that bust we had over here a few months back, where they had, all these guys in bulletproof vests, you had a table of fucking disposables and like old Falcon tanks and some juice. And you're saying like you just had a $14 million coke bust.
It does cause a dribble, Lee.
I mean, if your airflow's not open properly.
Well,
the problem is all governments don't really know about vaping. That is the issue.
And that's the thing. I was watching Grimm's vlog earlier, and he said that's the thing. There was one woman. I think it was from like Maine or somewhere around there. One of the governors, or whatever. And this was a few years back. And she was saying how she disagreed with everything, thought the whole popcorn lung thing, and what all the people that don't actually research this all believe. Put it that way. And so they're like, fine, go to a vape shop. Go to a legitimate vape shop for a day. She spent from open to close in this vape shop, talked to the employees, talked to the customers coming in and out. She said, I never saw one person anywhere near underage try to walk in that door, let alone walk in general. I said, you sit there and have conversations with people anywhere from, 20, 25 years old, roughly, whatever, up to 70s and 80s, that finally, after 45, 50 years of smoking, found a way to stop fucking smoking. And you got that grandma walking in at 75 years old going, can I have my blueberry menthol liquid so I can keep off the cigarettes for another month?
I've got one for you though. A few years ago, head of the FDA said, we can't take personal testimony about it because it's anecdotal. Your current head of the FDA is going, according to the principal of all the high schools, over 50% of the kids are vaping. No, they're not.
No. And that's anecdotal. The definition of anecdotal.
I'll have to add it to the page on Facebook later. There is a site currently running right now that is open for testimonials. It is set up to when you go to this site. This is for
Jay.
Hey, Jay. This works for everybody everywhere. So everybody UK stateside does not matter. The site is set up. Once you get onto the site, you will pick your region on the map, whether it's US, UK, wherever. And then you go and you put your testimonials in. The lawyers with these juice manufacturers over here trying to fight the FDA are the ones using this site.
Yeah.
So even if you guys put your testimony into that is going to be brought up in court against the FDA, that it's not just people in the US, it's not just this age group, it's everybody.
The thing is just change the subject slightly, but you've now got your government, your wise and wonderful and the big beautiful Bill, who's saying he wants to legalize all drugs in America. I mean, he's obviously doing that because he wants to try and stay in power. We know that.
Not even just that, though. You notice that decision only happened after his couple days hanging out with Joe Rogan. And out of nowhere, I want LSD and all this stuff to be legal for medical, research and development. And it happened so fast. I'm getting pop-up ads on Facebook for we're looking for people in your age range to medically test psychedelics for depression issues.
I'm getting secret videos of Hanky.
You can keep
don't
them
worry,
secret, bud.
don't worry. He's clothed. Just, but he is clothed.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Clear shower curtain is not closed, mate.
The problem we've got in this country is the government seem to think that any product like cannabis will automatically lead from you smoking or taking cannabis products, turns you from a cannabis user to a heroin user overnight. The government are stupid. It's been proven that cannabis is very beneficial to certain people. Okay?
It is a gateway. It is a gateway to your fucking fridge if you do too much. That is the worst thing that's gonna fucking happen. Unless if you have allergies to it or something, that is different.
Yeah,
You're not gonna mix
I will say there are certain people who should not use cannabinoids.
Oh, absolutely.
Myself included, because of the medication I already take, and cannabis would have a counter effect and wouldn't be good for me, wouldn't be good in Bill's case.
Well, and people have to remember, cannabinoid receptors in the brain and the nervous system are the same receptors as a lot of these medications for different things. So you have to understand
if you're going to take,
before you just do things.
Not that I'm promoting cannabis on here, but I'm not putting it down either. But what I would say is, if you're going to use cannabis as a form of pain relief or for beneficial purposes, then possibly check with your doctor that you are going to be safe to take it.
Yeah.
And try and do it as legally as possible. If it means you can get on to G knows all about how you can do it legally and you can get onto I can't remember what the fucking system is now, but G could probably tell you.
It's like how it really started here, from what I understand. It's a medical card.
It's basically a medical cannabis use and so on.
And the only thing you're supposed to be able to get a hold of is stuff that the government has grown and regulated through their people, and then
it's for the medical benefits, not for the getting high, which I did a lot of in my youth, but and he didn't do any harm.
I'll be honest, when I was young, I did, but I'll tell you, I've been using cannabis strictly pretty much medically for so long that it honestly gets kind of frustrating. People, well, I just want to be able to smoke I just want to get stoned. Okay, cool. Awesome. You're an adult. It's legal. Do your thing. I want to be able to move without being in excruciating pain. I want to be able to have an appetite to eat more than once every day and a half. So yeah, do what you want to do with it, but I can't do it to a point where I'm going to be miserable and in pain to the point that I'm not eating, and then my health's in jeopardy and my diabetic shit is in jeopardy because I'm not, doing what I should be.
That is very true, Lee. Most things are less damaging than a bottle of Buc-ee's.
Yeah. But
it depends where you hit on the body with the bottle, though.
That's also true. We're going to get abuse off G in a minute, but his favourite drink. He is partial to a bottle of Buc-ee's now and again.
No, I could never. Oh, okay.
But the point is, all of this comes back to the whole thing of governments losing money. It's all taxed money.
Yep.
It's
well, and if they'd done things properly, like we had suggested,
they're not looking out for the people.
A decade ago, of being like, hey, if you would just regulate this properly and reasonably tax it, you'd have enough tax revenue off of that and everything else to do what you want to do. You wouldn't be having people getting sick and dying off cigarettes, and we could be just fine. And then they're going against, well, this and that, and we got to get people we shouldn't be smoking either. Okay, well, you're making it to where people can't quit with vaping because it's becoming impossible depending where you live.
Yeah.
And then you've got the cigarettes that people are still very much addicted to and they're trying to get away from. Do you know how much an average pack of cigarettes is over here now?
$15.
For when I used to smoke, I smoked Newport menthols. Yeah. There, I believe I said it was like $16 or $17 a pack when I saw at the gas station the other day.
I know.
When I quit
used-
smoking, there were 7.
Well, I know Bill used to smoke Marlboros. I used to smoke Benson and Hedgehogs. Benson and Hedgehogs are now £19 a pack.
Jeez.
Marlboro the same.
Marlboros are the same price, well, if not dearer, actually, because Marlboros usually are.
I couldn't imagine, even just from a financial standpoint, being a smoker still.
Yeah, but I used to smoke 40 a day.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I was about to say. Even at like one of my lower points where I was only call it 3 packs a week, right? Cool. You're still looking at up to what, $40-$50 a week.
Yeah, but
How much tax are they making on that?
Right.
here's another bit of the argument that I want to put forward, and it relates to alcohol. You want somebody to give up alcohol. You don't make the only thing available alcohol-free beer and alcohol-free bourbon.
Oh,
Right.
You
don't
make
give them
it-
the same
You
flavor.
get them to drink anything but.
Well, that's a really good point, but like, why would a tobacco flavor be a helping for a quitting aid? I'm trying to get away from that flavor. I'm trying to get away from that. So
Yeah.
we're going to continue it on to a different situation.
I mean, I know people. There are people who like the tobacco flavored vapes. Like Dave, he's a big tobacco. He loves his tobacco flavors.
Yes,
But they're
some
tobacco flavors with
with
something else.
Well, like I said,
say
the
a lot
the
of
one I
like
ever even dealt
almonds,
with,
isn't
it was a caramel tobacco cream with, this and that. And yeah.
You know, Dave's like that. He likes that type of tobacco vape. For me, I can't think of anything more vile, to be perfectly
Steve.
honest. Evening, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
I genuinely I couldn't imagine.
I can't imagine a worse flavour.
No,
Steve,
And I've tried tobacco. Dave got me to try it. He says, "Oh yeah, it's nice. You'll like it." And I tried it. It was like, no, I don't like
no, I
it. It's
really
horrible.
don't like it.
It's vile.
well, that's the thing.
I
Like
had-
the one that I got that I didn't mind, it was that old Jake Scrapwood recipe that I got from him years ago.
Yeah.
Is it a good liquid? Yes, it is good liquid. But I'm gonna vape it for maybe 5 minutes for that flavor being something different, and then I'm gonna go right back to my other flavors that I actually enjoy and that I actually, want to use.
Yep.
I'm sorry, if I have to taste tobacco anyway, and I'm fresh, just now quitting smoking, I'm probably gonna just keep smoking.
I remember you saying about that one, Mike.
I mean, I remember when I started vaping, where there's total of 2 flavors: tobacco or menthol.
And they're both god awful.
If I had the choice of the
They
two,
were-
I'd vape menthol.
Oh,
Yeah.
me too.
I honestly would.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
they were both bloody awful.
Yeah.
And they both meant I learned to mix very early on
Yes.
because they were
Mm.
because a lot of the flavors that were available in those early days, when we could get something that wasn't tobacco or menthol, they were so patchy. You get one bottle and it's fantastic. The next bottle's bloody awful,
Yes.
even from the same batch.
Yep.
Yeah. There was no consistency of mixing. It was hit and miss, to say the least.
Well, and especially
know.
when you had these companies that were quick mixing batches, not steeping them, not even mixing them properly,
I have had one
and then
tobacco.
bottling them and sending them out.
I remember one tobacco-based flavour that I actually liked, and I've got the recipe for it. And it was Shane, Big Boy Coil. Shane did a tobacco-based recipe, and it was cigar-based with chocolate in it
Yeah.
and caramel. And I can't remember the other flavours that were in it. But it was really, really fucking good. It was nice. It was vapeable. It was a nice flavour,
Oh yeah.
right? But there was hardly any tobacco in it.
Right.
But
Like I made my own versions. Like I'm sorry, I'm never gonna grab a bottle of RY4, and that's gonna be my flavor profile. It ain't happening.
No. I mean, I remember I used to, when I first started, I'd be vaping tobacco and I'd vape it for 10 minutes. And then I'd immediately smoke 2 cigarettes to take the taste away of the bloody awful e-liquid.
Mm.
So I was dual using.
It did, Mike. You're right. It did have vanilla in it as well.
See,
Yeah.
Mike, that's one I've never tried. I know it's still available. I've never tried Heisenberg. I have heard so many people go, I used it for so many years, and other people go, that is one of the worst flavors I've ever fucking tried.
I did when I first quit vaping. I was on Heisenberg. I went through so much Heisenberg when I quit vaping. I can't vape it now.
Oh, when you quit smoking?
Yeah, I vaped that much Heisenberg after quitting. It was like, no, I can't stand
Well,
it. It's fucking vile.
Living in somewhere as isolated as Whitby, though, I had to go 25 miles to get to a shop that had anything more than your basic tobacco, menthol, or totally ripped off.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the point of this is you should have the choice
Yeah.
of flavours.
If you take away that choice of flavors, you've killed it.
You know, my go-to flavour has always been like custard-based flavours. I love custards.
Mm.
But a lot of people can't vape custard or don't like custard-based flavours, which is
Like,
fine.
I've gotten recipes of you guys. I have legendary custard bases that I've made. Is it a good flavor? Yes, I do enjoy it, but it's not something I can all day vape.
Exactly.
I have a different flavor profile, you know what I mean?
People
Yeah.
will have different flavours that they like. It doesn't mean everybody should like strawberry jam or raspberry jam or whatever.
Yeah.
There should
Oh,
be
I
a
must admit,
choice.
I mixed the Just Jam strawberry one a few weeks ago and put some in a tank, and I thought, I can hardly taste that. So
I've
whether
always
it's
Just Jam, I've
been
always found a little bit weak on their flavours.
But
I didn't think it was that strong.
I was going to say, and for Tyler, the difference with you, the American flavor profile overall is very different to the UK flavor profile. It's very different to the German flavor profiles.
Or France.
Very different to the French flavor profiles.
I mean,
It's not a creme
if I
anglaise.
could send you some of the American stuff off the shelf, bottled liquids, you wouldn't even be able to touch them. They are so overly sweetened for the American palate. It is ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. Insanely sweet. I've tried some of the American ones, and they are insanely sweet.
Oh, yeah. But no, that brings the point I was going to bring up, though. So we talked about, obviously flavors being a key to this whole process, right?
Yep.
So think back to when you actually quit and you were able to pick a flavor, not just this is what's available when it was available enough. What did you pick as your all-day vape? Was it a tobacco? Was it, this or that?
The first
me-
one, I say, my first all-day vape was my own coffee.
First ones for me were fruit-based.
Mm-hmm.
I think my first ones was either blackcurrant menthol or a mint, totally overpriced mint humbug when I was getting the flavour concentrates from them.
Mm-hmm. See, I remember when I first started trying to quit, and I dual used for a year or two, and I couldn't just transition over.
Yeah.
One day, walked into the vape shop from a buddy of mine at work that was vaping. Hey, this is a good brand. It was a Guerrilla Warfare. I went in there, saw the line they had, found a kiwi cactus gummy worm, tropical kiwi cactus gummy worm flavor. Long-winded for a flavor, but you know what? I'll tell you what. I went through more bottles of that fucking liquid.
I've never thought about putting worms in my e-liquid.
It's quite lovely, actually.
He likes a prick, though, doesn't he?
He does.
I almost got myself with that one. I was gonna say some shit, but anyway, redirect. But no, seriously, like it is that a flavor that you would think an adult would go, yes, that's I don't care. It is a choice. It is the flavor that got me personally, mentally, to stop wanting cigarettes. That's all I needed it for.
I mean, I still remember when I actually quit smoking was the 19th of September 2013. I've been vaping since 2011.
Mm-hmm.
Gee, you're a twat. He's got me thinking of what Dawn's, e-liquid, Dawn's, custards. Oh,
Damn it. 'Cause now I know it. I know it, but I can't freaking think of it.
don't you fucking start. Gee, I can easily fall out with you, you fucking Scottish nitwit. Oh, God. Yeah, Dawn did some fantastic custards.
I say, speaking of
Really
albums
good.
that need to be released or are being released, G, how's that? Or Bill, how's that new album for you?
Oh, it's really good. They've done it right because they've gone back to basics, what Venom do best.
Yes, definitely.
And it makes for an album you can just listen to, whether it's in the background or to listen to specifically. And if you've got an album that you can just put on and listen to all of it, you've done it right.
G, crack your buckies and have a seat.
God, fucking hell, I've not heard anything
Oh,
off
fucking
Dawn.
hell, Martin. Fucking hell,
Blast
Martin.
on it now, isn't it? That's opened the whole
I know I poked the bear a little bit and brought it up, but I didn't say the A word. I didn't go that far, Martin. Come on.
Quickly glossing over that.
I'll say, Martin, even they haven't heard it.
Have you noticed I got Lamb of God's new album as well, yeah? Lamb of God's new album is called Into Oblivion.
So's Venom's.
Yes. I know. I've got two albums called Into Oblivion.
But yeah. The thing is, Venom have managed to both move forward and go back to their roots.
Yeah.
Successfully.
Mike, you can still get Custard V1. You can still get diacetyl-based custards.
And to the disappointment of all of the anti-vapors out there, no, it does not have enough diacetyl to actually, really do anything unless you want to vape 47 gallons in a day.
Well, my custards still contain.
Well, mine does.
Yeah, but the concentration levels that it's at, it's so minuscule.
Oh, yeah.
For it to actually do anything to you, they said you have to vape gallons of it a day.
Which version of Venom? It's Kronos. Hang on. There's one member, I can't remember his name.
No, it's not banned. It's banned in production of, they say it's banned, Mike, in everyday manufactured liquids. But no, you can still get Custard V1.
It's right. As far as
V1
there. Yeah.
It's Kronos, Rage, and Dante, Lee. And I have to say, Rage ain't a bad guitarist. I mean, Dante's been with Venom for a long time, hasn't he?
Yeah. Well, that version of Venom, yeah. Ever since the legal battle.
Yeah.
Fucking.
I'll say back to the vape thing for a minute. Have you guys seen all the random people out of nowhere coming out and bashing Mike Vape Solo 2? Just out of nowhere, the last few weeks, people have been just all over. I mean, it's probably more American feeds I see on like Facebook, but just random people left and right. This thing has no flavor. It's I don't care what length I use, what coil I use. I can't get any flavor out of it. I just rewicked mine a few days ago, and I've been using it every day with not a single fucking problem, and it's got just fine flavor on it. I mean, given if you leave the airflow fully open, yeah, it's quite a bit of airflow, and it's going to dilute your flavor. Close it down, put your wattage appropriate, and
It comes back to how people build.
Well, that was the issue. I saw one person was complaining about it and being like, this and that. What do people recommend for leg length? It's the best. I've tried everything. I've tried tried the way to wick it. I've tried every type of coil length, and no matter what I do, the flavor is absolutely horrible. Well, what juice are you using, man? Because it's really, I don't get it.
Any good concentrate shop, Mike, you can get Custard V1 from.
Yeah.
I've got 5 bottles of it sat here. Maybe.
Yeah, I've got about 150 ml of V1.
Shoot, I got to mix another batch of myself. I just got a new scale the other day that's got a higher capacity for it, so I can actually put my actual glass bottles I used to store it in and let it steep in. It's got enough capacity I can throw that on it and just straight mix in the big bottle.
Get a bottle of bourbon, empty it by drinking it, and then put your e-liquid in the unclean bottle.
You've seen what bottles I use, right?
Yeah.
So they're not bourbon bottles, but they're the rubber top seal ones for, like, I'm assuming like homebrew, like meads and wines.
Oh, I like a good mead. Just don't like the price of it.
So the only thing where Custard V1 isn't allowed is they're not supposed to use it in commercial liquids.
No.
As a result, I'm not going to say anything about one of my favourite custard makers.
I can't think who you could be speaking of, James.
Oh, that's why it's so good. Okay.
But I know James still uses it.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. Not at all.
Would he ever do anything that was against? No, he would not.
Master, it could be though, because I can get him to mix for me anyway.
Well, and we're back to the whole, people were getting popcorn lung. Okay, there's 2 verified cases. One was the factory everybody knows about, and the other one was there was a guy who they say he was eating 3 to 6 full-size bags of microwave popcorn a day, every day for like years.
That explains why Trump is like he is.
I was going to say, there's only, outside of the 5 in the popcorn factory, there's only 2 verified cases, and neither of them were vapors.
Interesting, Michael.
I was say, speaking of stock coils, I ran into some guy who do my grocery pickup the other day, right? And I had my mod in my hand. Start, the vape talk that ensues when you both realize you vape, Dude said he's been vaping for almost 7 years, and he only uses stock coil tanks. And because he didn't want to use RDAs, because obviously, like driving and doing stuff, it was inconvenient having to drip so often. I'm like, so why don't you just get a rebuildable tank? It's a tank that you just fill. Wait, they make tanks that take RDA coils? I'm like, but how long have you been vaping? Oh, like 7 years. He pulls out an original 18650 Aegis that had no rubber even left on it. No screen, like the plastic over the screen was gone. The buttons were gone. All you had was the actual, button that's supposed to be there behind the actual button for the board. That's all that was left. It was like, yeah, they have those. It's like, yeah, they have for a long time.
So I've been using RTAs for.
Right back.
Yeah, been using RTAs for 12 years.
Yeah.
And I remember I learned how to rebuild into stock coils before that. Because getting hold of stock coils wasn't always easy.
I there's so much bad information over vaping since we started vaping. There's been so much misinformation. It's unbelievable. You know, it started with, I suppose it started really with the first thing I can remember was it started with mechanical mods. That if you owned a mech mod or were a mech mod user, you were gonna die because it was gonna
shit,
blow
I'm
up.
gonna die.
It was going to explode and kill you.
Mhm.
Well, I've been using mech mods for the best part of over 12 years.
I was gonna say I've been using mech mods almost as long as I've been vaping. Oh, we know follow the money for the misinformation.
Mhm.
That'd be cool, G. Seeing you doing braids again. It'll piss Tyler off because he still can't do them.
I said, G, if you start doing braids, I want a couple of sets.
You can't demand. You can't.
Please.
Please.
Pretty
Oh,
please, I
please.
won't say anything about Anthrax albums ever again.
Again.
Yeah, for me, doing braids though, with the way my fingers are, I can't do it.
Mm.
Exactly, Mike.
No, it didn't help, Aidan.
It was pathetic. It started out as, I think, I remember clearly it was a Christmas show, and it was Mark and Aidan doing the show, and Aidan was on one of his taking the piss, it's a bomb things,
Yeah.
and I've never seen Mark get so angry. He got really fucking pissed with him.
Oh, Mark was.
It ended up, I think Aidan went offline at one point because Mark got so angry with him. But it was true what Mark said. It's as a joke, all right. Maybe it's a joke. Yeah, okay, it's kind of funny now and again. But when you're saying it all the time, it's not funny.
Yeah, it gets a bit
No,
annoying.
no.
I've never mentioned that band. Never mentioned them at all, G. Honest. Be nice to see you building again, G, to be fair. It would be nice to see you building again.
Would.
I actually
Yeah,
have a order for coils I need to make this next couple of days. Shoot.
Yeah. G's on about building braids again.
You know what? He can keep. I'll do my aliens. He can do his braids.
Well, no, all you've got to do is you've got to learn how to do braids.
I've done braids. Then they come out nice, but they are fucking a pain in the ass.
No, we're gonna get Tyler. I've got it. Well, do a show on here, and you and Tyler can sit there, and Tyler, you can teach Tyler how to do them properly.
I remember his original videos, and that's where I learned them and everything.
And I've even got the title for the show.
Go ahead.
No. You'll have to wait till we do the show.
Oh fuck. But I finally got an order from that owner of that vape shop, so now I gotta make a few sets of coils and get those ready.
Master Yoda will teach you.
These are the coils you're looking for.
I am the best braider. I am the throat goat. I am the okay, gee. Why do I love riling him up so much? Yeah, but gee, the restroom had crotch cam footage, and that was kind of getting a little racy.
Oh, G's classic crotch cam.
Oh yeah.
And it conveniently always happened to fall at the same place every week.
I like the sound of that, actually. I like the sound of that, Martin, in a build-off. Yeah. Tyler versus G in a build-off.
I mean,
Oh, I've got some good forfeits for the loser.
And to keep it fair, we will have a completely one-off judge. I will get hold of a judge.
I know who you're thinking. We're not bringing the expert old school coil builder that used to build.
Oh, we are.
No,
I'm bringing back somebody out of retirement for this. I'm bringing back somebody. I'm bringing back Scott. Blackface, white cap.
Oh, I thought you were going with the self-entitled coil builder from Manchester.
The fuck off. Don't you even put Scott and him in the same breath.
Oh, no, that's why I wasn't bringing up Scott.
Oh, Scott, my God, Scott is a fucking... I'd love to see Scott come back. Just to talk to Scott, because I love Scott to bits.
Shoot, man, I was randomly talking to Axeman Zombie the other day.
Do you know, Scott, I'll never forget this, out of everybody, including family, when Gwendolyn was born, the first person I had a Facebook call from was Scott in America. He
I remember you saying that.
Called me about 2 minutes after Gwendolyn was born and said, congratulations. That's the kind of guy Scott is. He's one of the most, genuine, honest, real people you'll ever meet.
I was going to say, I sent congratulations to Alana the second she let me know.
It's like, Scott, you want to talk about somebody who's had issues in his life with things? Not my place to say, but he's gone through difficult times. But he'll quite happily sit there and talk about addictions and all of that shit. But he'll tell you some funny stories. They're proper fucking funny stories as well. It's hilarious.
Yeah, gee, Tommy's not coil building anymore. He's doing glass blowing now.
I miss the old, like, all the
I miss the old days, and Gino, exactly what I'm talking about, where you'd have a dozen of us builders in a fucking Zoom room on a random Wednesday night for 3 or 4 hours. Just, I mean, yeah, you'd be having conversations, but everybody was just building. And it was, cool, what are you building this week? What are you doing? What do you, what technique are you trying that I haven't tried? And just bouncing ideas back and forth.
Yeah, but do you know what the coolest bit about all of those guys was? You could come in there, not being a coil builder, talk to them and say, I want to try building. And
you'd have every one of us trying to give advice to
where to start. Well, you want to try off and you want to start off simple and try this. Do you need, try that and see how you get on with that and blah, 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 blah.
Oh, the builders are the best group of guys I've ever had.
Real cool people.
Which is funny when you think about it, and this goes back to talking about before. Not only a lot of people in the most builders all had back, they were all addicts at some point or had some kind of addiction issue. Yeah. And building kept everybody off of all that better than any kind of AA meeting ever did.
Yeah. Most of the coil building, in fact, I think nearly everybody I met, coil builder wise, has had issues with.
I can think of one that I'm
things.
pretty sure didn't, and that was Marie, Asian kitten.
Oh, oh fuck yeah, that
But
bitch,
she-
she can build.
Dude, she pulled off some shit. And then I remember the one day we were talking, I'm like, how do you see some of these builds with these high gauge wires? And we were on Zoom, and she switched to her phone on it and turned the camera around. This motherfucker had a high def, high zoom microscope camera set up over her build station, a 40-inch fucking screen or something, like 30 or 40-inch screen over top of it, and had a direct feed where everything she was building was, that fucking big.
But the speed she'd build.
Dude, when I was in that speed alien competition years ago, she won that.
She was
from spool to finish aliens. I think she hit it like a minute and a half or something like that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Martin, I've realized my mental health definitely bounces a lot more now that I don't build every day. But I also was building every single day to the point that I was, using that for my own anxiety, but I wasn't doing other shit that needed done.
I don't think there's any of the. There probably are a few of the coil builders who didn't have trouble addiction issues, but there were a fucking hell of a lot of them had addiction issues.
Well, I'd say, like I said, though, I understand like the vaping itself, obviously, but to keep myself into it more and keep my head actually wrapped around everything, building and that sense of accomplishment when you actually pull a build off and just having to constantly, because you're going to make mistakes as a builder. You're going to burn through more wire and throw more spooled up, crunched up bits of wire away than you ever want to admit. But I'll tell you what.
I get the feeling people in chat are having a go at me.
What? What about nurses?
Yeah.
It's a nurse-related addiction.
I can't help it. I like nurses.
And from the story, they like you too. So apparently you're doing something right.
That's not a good excuse when you get taken to court. I can't help it.
It's like that country song. Johnny goes to court for doing this and that. What'd you do it for? The pretty girl said she liked it. So gee, you're gonna pull up the mental health issues and list both of mine? Come on, bro. A little less specific.
Some of those shows, I think, cause mental health issues. There's some funny fucking shows, I know that.
Oh, this is one of those things people forget, that they class autism and ADHD as a disability. They're not disabilities. They're heightened abilities in focused areas.
Well, I've noticed, even though I'm not medicated for either or, if I don't want to say play them against each other, but if you bounce back and forth properly, you can get some shit done, but you have to do it a certain way. And yes, gee, isn't it fun trying to balance I want everything perfect and done this way, but it needs to be chaotic in this way and done fast, but not too fast. Oh, it's fun.
Well, the shows were definitely chaotic at the best of times, would you?
Well, yeah, that's the thing though, Jay. It's you could become hyper focused on things.
See, and that's my issue. If I don't get to the hyper focus stage, I have task avoidance like a motherfucker.
Yeah, but this
ADHD paralysis is a lovely thought, Ben.
This is the thing I found with the Asperger's. I'm either focused on it or I want nothing to do with it. Mm-hmm. There isn't a halfway place. But once I do get focused on something, I will keep going until my body just goes, right, that's it. Fuck you.
Mm-hmm. I
Mm.
mean, I remember, like, go back to when I first started building. Everyone's, oh, if you're going to start building, you need to start easy. You need to do your Claptons and do all that first and your fuse Claptons, and then eventually you'll get to the alien stage. I wasn't interested in Claptons. For some reason, I focused on making aliens. That is all I did for probably about 2 or 3 weeks straight. It just keeps scrapping more and keep trying to keep, the decors and everything else.
Yeah.
And within the end of that 2-3 weeks, I could spin out a decent set of aliens that I was proud of, throwing a picture on Instagram of.
Yeah.
I was like, I had somebody at work the one day because I, like most of us that have certain, things, we have safety foods that just make it an easy go-to, Guy at one was, would you eat the same thing for lunch every day? I said, yeah. He said, you're gonna burn yourself out. You're gonna get sick of eating the same thing. I just said, buddy, I'm autistic. This is my safe food. This makes it where I actually eat, no matter if I'm hungry or not. I can force that food down no matter what. That's why I bring it.
If it works for you, why
Yeah.
stop? Why quit? Why change it?
Mhm.
Well,
Oh,
I
so-
did change habits of what safety foods were as far as health wise,
Well, yeah.
a while back. But you eat a cheeseburger every day. Yeah, but guess what? That that protein and that, that actually keeps my body functioning properly enough until I get off work and I can make an actual proper meal.
Mm.
Yeah, it's like I almost have a seasonal change in my food.
Yep.
I'll go 3-4 months and most of what I eat will be curry. Then it'll be the same. It'll be Chinese dishes. Then it'll be English dishes, Italian dishes.
But you eat them consistently as that is your basis of your meals until you said your head gets sick of it. Okay, I don't want that anymore, and you might not eat it for another year.
No, I
But
don't
then
even get sick of them. I just think, do you know what? I fancy that for a change.
Mm.
Fair enough. See, my head
And
will just ram me one day. I'll buy the same thing over and over and over, and one week go to heat up the same food that I make every week and go, that doesn't sound good anymore. That sounds actually really gross for some reason. You've been eating the same fucking food for 6 months, but now it sounds gross for no reason. So now I can't eat it anymore.
See, it's the difference is with autism, things like that. It's all about pattern.
Yeah.
The
I'll tell you what,
schizophrenic brain, it tends to be a little bit more random.
Well, that's why I hate when
Very
like say
fucking
even in
random.
like a work environment where they do the same thing for years and we're gonna change things up and do it this way now. If we think this way is gonna stop fucking with the way things are. I have everything dotted in a certain way. I can use what you said as guidelines, and I have adjusted them enough where you get quality production. Stop messing with my process.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for me, working, I had to keep changing what I was doing because I would get not bored, but
I was going to bring up the same thing.
I would lose focus on so that I couldn't produce the quality that I knew I wanted to produce.
Right.
So
some
I
point
would
your head's
move
not
on to
caring as
I'd
much
do
about your
something
quality and just
different.
goes, it's the same thing, it's the same thing, it's the same thing, and you just keep running it and not worrying about it as much as you should. Oh yeah.
But also, Bill, if you were losing focus, would that cause you to maybe nick your finger or maybe compromise your safety, your own safety of using the thing
Oh,
machine?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. I mean, I would lose.
Well, you get careless.
I would literally go, right, I've got to walk away from that. It was where I was lucky, where I worked. I had jobs going in 3 different workshops, and they were all different jobs.
Yeah.
And they all need
So
done
I would-
anyway.
I
So you
would-
could just bounce
I was
around.
I would literally butterfly between them all.
Right.
But my work rate was that high that other people wouldn't notice because everything at the end of the week was done.
Yep.
The trouble is, at the end of that week, what I'd done was 3 people's work.
Well, that's what kills me. Like I always get the, well, how do you work so fast and do this and your stuff still looks right? I don't work fast. I work efficiently.
Yeah.
I go through, say a job's got so many wells and this size, this size, this size outlet. I will go through and grab every one of those down to the number of outlets. That way, if I have anything left over or run short, something is awry. Something got messed up. I didn't put something where it should have been, and I can backtrack it to what happened. Or
Yeah.
I got one outlet left, and I know everything was right. And then you realize, oh, well, one of the job sheets was missing a sticker for that one piece of pipe that needed that outlet, and it never got cut or fabricated. Cool. I just caught that now instead of going out to the job site missing one piece and stopping a whole, work site for what, at least a day or two for it to get overnighted out.
No, Lee, that's just normal behaviour.
Yeah.
That's working with a moron.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've worked with one or two people over the years that came very close to leaving by the window.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we all get those in workplaces.
Yeah.
I mean, I can make you laugh on this one. So you guys know how lovely the geniuses I work with. This dude the other day, he runs the burn table, which is a plasma cut table. You got your rollers, you set your pipe into the truck on it, spins it, at whatever rate you set the dial to, and you plasma cut, the pipe down. He's sitting there complaining, well, it's arcing, it keeps sparking off the chuck clamp that comes down, and I can't figure out why. And I'm like, where's your ground cable for the plasma? Oh, over here in the dust and dirt on the painted surface. And okay. And then I look over. Well, the ground kept falling because the clamp's getting, the spring off's getting weak. So the dumb motherfucker took the ground lead, wrapped it coil-wise around the steel support of the fucking line, and then clamped it again to a pretty much fully painted surface. So I take it off, I unravel the motherfucker, take the grinder, knock the paint off of it, blow all the bullshit off of it, clamp back on, go ahead and make another cut. Oh, it stopped sparking. Yeah. For multiple reasons. Do you want me to tell you the reasons, or do you just want to get back to work? Well, why is it doing that? Well, first off, you can't ground on not bare metal. I mean, you can, but it ain't your best option.
It is not a ground.
And you realize what happens when you take any kind of electrical wire, especially that's a live wire, and wrap it coil-wise around a metal surface, correct? Well, what's that do? I said, it's your electrical field that you just created, you fucking genius. I didn't even have the capacity of patience to explain any further without just grabbing it, smacking with the lead. Like,
does he wear steel toe caps?
Oh yeah, mandatory.
That'll get the point across.
I'll say I've done that to somebody.
Oh no, the best is when you got the
welding
comes in wet, and the new welders go to hit weld on the machine. Oh, my gloves are wet and the pipe's wet and the welder's running, so I'm just gonna lean on my hand on the pipe to lean here while it's running. Son of a bitch! How's that feel for you, bud? You little tingle? Your fingers feel a little funny?
No, I welded somebody's steel toe cap to his bench.
Oh, I saw one the other day. Man, I can only imagine. This guy was TIG welding. And obviously, how with TIG, the gap you're using is very precise for your cone and your gas field and everything, right? Dude's hood down. He's taking away. Dude's, hey, so-and-so, what's the most important part about welding? And what's that? As he's, going away, is penetration. Had a block of wood and smacks the back of the fucking TIG torch and jabs that electrode right into the fucking project. And you see it just stuck there, just hanging midair. He's on the bottom side of the belly of the weld, just sitting there hanging. He's like, you motherfucker.
What are you using TIG welders for?
That was a video I saw. It wasn't at work.
I was going to say, if they're using TIG at your place, God
our mechanical side in the other building uses TIG, but that's because they do the really big stainless jobs where you've got to tape it off and purge the whole structure and do everything else that one, acetone everything down.
MIG for bigger jobs, TIG for little jobs.
Well, and it's being stainless, you have to take it. You know,
Well, you can weld stainless with MIG.
not with what we have as a running for a feed wire and everything. I'm sure you could do it if you got but we are set up for the lovely high quality of steel that we run. So you already know how that is.
What you're saying is your
Oh, in
shit
that
quality workshop.
Well, and then keep in mind that's the other workshop. I don't work over that. I don't know how they do all their operations.
Okay.
They're a lot
Yeah.
slower paced.
So some of the stuff you do at your work, may I suggest just put it under the grill for 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might as well put cheese on toast under there while you're at it for the quality of your work.
I mean, we did have a conversation on break the other day about bringing a hot plate in and making fresh bacon and eggs in the morning. I was like, I've got a little electric hot plate that just plugs into the outlet. They're like, well, bring that in Monday. We'll bring it. We got a mini fridge already. We'll just sit there and make bacon and eggs first thing in the morning every morning.
When I used to go to work, right, when I was working in the shop, in the bike shop, I used to stop off every morning and get fresh Cornish pasties, okay?
Okay.
Now, on a bike, well, there's nowhere to put them. So we came up with the idea of putting them, I used to put it on top of the engine to keep it warm and then riding to work. So it was still hot.
Yeah.
It's lovely and warm.
Oh, I've
You
seen
could
those videos of guys trying to cook stuff under their hood of their car.
You can cook bacon off a bike exhaust. Believe me, I've done it.
Mm.
I know. I've done it as well.
Smells lovely as well.
But we were saying how funny it'd be 5 a.m. Super walks by. What does that smell? What is that sizzling sound? Flipping bacon and eggs sitting there on the line. I mean, shoot, there was one point I had something wrapped in foil I had to heat up, and I had one of the heater space heater I had at that point. It was when I found years ago. It was like a late 80s space heater, so it put out some heat.
Yep.
So I just took it and set the damn sandwich on top of the fucking heater, and the radiant heat of it coming up heated my fucking sandwich up over a half hour.
Well, there you go. The greatest piece of usable, anybody who works in a workshop, if they don't know this, they've never worked in a workshop with a concrete floor. Okay. The greatest piece of ingenuity and what you need in a workshop is a piece of wood. Now, there's a reason you need a piece of wood, because if you put your coffee on a cold floor, it gets cold really quick. If you put it on a piece of wood, it keeps your coffee warmer.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of people I've taught that one to, nobody wants cold coffee in the workshop.
No.
Essentials in the workshop. No, it's not a tool cabinet. No, it's not a welder. It's a kettle. Oh.
Yeah.
I'll say that's what we want.
It keeps people in one piece.
And just because you say that, Matt, I even got my tea, my cold brew iced tea.
God, it should have milk and sugar in it.
No, just sugar.
Cold brew iced tea.
Yep, I got a gallon pitcher in the fridge.
Cold brew iced tea. No,
well, you can either
boiling water.
I mean, I that's how I do it when I brew it. I brew it that way, let it come to room temperature on the counter, and then remove your bags and throw it in the fridge and let it cool down.
Remove bag. Does Darcy fit in the fridge? Sorry, you asked for that one, mate. You said remove bag and throw in fridge.
Well, anyway, there's dark thoughts that go with
that. Thinking about this one now.
We're back to the sink drain. We're not doing this.
Something's gone off in this fridge.
Mm.
The other question is, how did you get her in the cup to start with?
Well, see, the blender wasn't quite big enough. So
brings a whole new meaning to supersize me, doesn't it?
well, like, and Bill, there's also sun tea, which is the same thing, but instead of using like hot water, you literally doesn't matter what temperature water you use. You literally make it, throw it in the clear pitcher, and put it in the windowsill and let it sun steep for a few hours.
No, that's called stewing.
Yeah, that's not making
Good,
tea.
though. Well,
God.
it's a different kind of tea. It's a whole different
Yeah.
experience. It's
No,
sweet
it's not
tea.
Yeah,
different.
it doesn't taste of tea.
It's not different. It's what is called wrong.
Wrong.
Yeah.
If you came to Ireland and start making cups of tea like that, there are people, usually old Irish women, who would batter you to death with a wooden spoon.
Put it this way: if I had a couple clean at the time, instead of using this, I would have used my mason jar for it. That's the proper way to have a cup of sweet tea. Is a
Getting
good
all
mason
prepped for Alabama and
He's
jar. That's what I did as
Yeah.
a kid. This is not me going back to my roots.
I mean, he could have
I'm on the porch. There was our glass of tea.
he could have said he was going to do it the worst way, and that's microwave it.
Oh, you don't do that.
Hmm.
No.
What is it with you?
That would
What
actually
is it?
get you killed in Ireland. Actually, it'd get you killed in Yorkshire as well.
Fucking hell, in Yorkshire, definitely would.
Go anywhere around
Oof.
here, the southern states, and do that. Watch how fast somebody smacks you.
Making tea in a microwave and going to Yorkshire and doing it.
I still I understand we always took the piss of the whole milky tea thing until I actually saw him post a picture of his so-called tea one day.
No, that is not tea.
It
That's
looked
not
like a cup of
tea.
milk. There was no tea in it.
No,
I mean,
no.
maybe leave the bag over it a little bit, but
Honestly, I do get iced tea because I drink iced tea, but I like iced tea. But if you're going to have like proper tea, how we have it, as in a cup of hot tea.
I was saying,
Yeah.
I have this during the day, and then if I either do it first thing in the morning or later in the evening after work, I do have my proper Yorkshire tea for hot tea, and you get the kettle out and do it that way.
Oh no, that's too far, G.
Okay,
That's
no.
sounding like a Misfits fucking special. That is, G.
G, I'm
No,
about to make.
you
I'm
know
about
who
to
did that
use
one?
my son's autism to twist G's autism
Did
on this
agents
one. Watch
do
this.
that one expo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because he had to say the hot dogs in the kettle, and I said I'm gonna use my son's autism to twist G's autistic mind the same way it did mine. He made hot dogs the other day, right? Okay. Had his hot dogs and his ketchup on the plate. Finished his hot dogs. Well, when you make hot dogs, there's hot dog water. Like the juice from the hot dog left over. He was dipping dry cereal, in the ketchup and hot dog water and eating that. I'm like, dude, normally I don't say anything about your autistic choices for food, but I'm going to need you to put that one down. I'm going to need you to put that one down for my own stomach, my own sanity, because I can't sit there and watch you eat dry cereal and marshmallows from a cereal dipped in ketchup and hot dog
Did you
juice.
have your shotgun trained on him? Put the ketchup down and step away from the plate.
Like the ketchup by itself was gross, but I could have semi-dealt with that. Even the fact that it was like Lucky Charms with the marshmallows. But then we dip and he's wiping it into the hot dog juice, into the ketchup, and then eating. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, but you can't eat that. I have to just stop you. I have to say no.
How do you know it doesn't taste good though?
It wasn't the fact of the taste of it, it's the fact of mentally I couldn't handle it at that moment watching him do it.
That's just
You
it's so
could have
wrong.
walked out of the room then.
I mean, you know how I eat green beans?
Oh,
I literally wanted something just to throw my stomach the other day while I was waiting for dinner to cook. Grabbed a can of green beans, threw them on the stove, heated them up, drained them, and just threw ketchup on them. That's a lovely meal.
I mean, I did once accidentally buy Lucky Charms. They're gross.
Yeah. And how do you get a dried marshmallows, freeze dried or however they do it, to be that chalky and that crumbly, but still somehow stick to your teeth at the same time? I don't get.
I still have a bit of sugar in mine.
No, but Mike did just remind me. I did buy a thing of honey this week for my hot tea. So I might have to have a couple later and actually throw me a little bit of sweet honey in there.
Tea and honeys are okay. I don't wonder.
I'll tell you what though, fuck me, I haven't bought honey in years, and now I remember why. Holy shit!
Price of honey is.
I think they had the bears, obviously.
Yeah.
The smallest bear you can buy still cost me $6.
Yeah.
And that was Walmart's brand of honey.
It's not much cheaper here.
It could get worse because I like proper heather honey.
Oh,
Even the organic, whatever they labeled as on the shelf, even the store shelf shit is holy crap.
I can drink tea without milk.
Yeah, you go to buy heather honey now, it's £15 a jar.
What size jar?
Pound, 454 grams.
So what is that, about a pint size? Or quart?
No, it's not. It's about...
I'm just trying to think like visually from my head.
It's a little over half a pint.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, the price of stuff, I mean, I get it to certain degrees, but at the same time, I just don't.
Well, don't forget the bees are dying off, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. Well, we overdone.
You too, Hanky. Catch you later, buddy.
Catch you, Hanky.
Have a good
one. See you next Saturday.
All these people have overdone. We got to build houses and we got to build this and we got to tear down this, this land and develop it. No, stop. We've got enough. Just no. You're building whole like allotments and housing developments that honestly, for the first at least 3 to 5 years, maybe 2 of the 15 houses you just built have anybody living in them.
Yeah. Yeah, this is going back to your government and the current government and them wanting to build houses left, right, and centre, but not build houses.
What's not even just
where they're needed.
It's not really the government as much. I mean, it is, but it's the developers, the housing developing, companies and shit.
Yeah.
Because they get all these. We spent this many million on this, housing development. Well, no one's living there, but we still get a tax write-off because we built it.
Yeah, but the issue is they're not building housing like that, like here. They're not building housing for people who need it, the people who actually need
they're building $250,000 to $750,000 houses.
Yeah, I mean, how do you build a house out of cardboard that's £500,000?
They use the plastic bricks. It's okay.
Oh, that's okay then.
Oh, wait, I'm thinking Lego. I'm thinking Lego. It's more structurally sound.
Yeah, but in this country, they're trying to force housing to be built on the edges of towns all over the country.
Yep.
And they're looking at trying to put 10% extra housing stock in. And yet they've got whole estates that are empty.
Yeah. There's whole villages.
Yeah.
Villages, small towns that are just derelict.
When it killed me, like you're talking about with this homeless population thing is such a huge issue. So instead of building a few $1 million worth of housing that's not going to be used by anybody, could we not just build one decent sized building that is set up like an apartment building, basically, that is government ran and funded to try to get people off the street a little bit? That could be a possibility.
There's been a lot of talk in America, aren't there, about this housing issue, that there needs to be more reasonably priced housing built.
Mate, I was talking to a friend of mine at the vape shop yesterday, and he quite literally said that he had the point of having to give up his apartment and go live in his car because he has no other option.
I mean, this is a big problem in a lot of places. Housing is not affordable.
No. Well, look at when I was nearly homeless. Well, I was homeless.
Yeah.
Well, we were homeless, I should say.
Well, yeah.
I mean, yeah, people can look at my situation at the time. Yes, I got 45 grand. I've got fuck all of that left because it's cost me most of that. Because of the position I was in at the time, I had to rent a house, which I'm in now. Glad I did, got this house.
Yeah.
So you've got to pay up front for the house. You've got to pay rent and all the rest of it and solicitors' bills and all that bollocks. you've got the cost of, because of the situation and so-called friends at the time didn't help. I lost nearly everything that I owned. So, there was a lot of bad shit there. But, then you've got moving costs and this and that. And the councils don't want to help people.
Oh, absolutely not.
So this shit that they're saying about the government and wanting to help people.
Hey, Shrek.
Shrek.
Hey, Shrek, long time no see. Hope you're well, buddy. It's complete bollocks. They don't want to help people. And it's the same in America. You've got millions of people in a similar position.
Oh, yeah.
But they're quite happily to build £500,000, £1 million properties because that's what everybody wants. It might be what they want, but they can't fucking afford it.
Yeah.
Well, it's insanity.
Nine lost.
Excuse me.
9 lost their home.
Yeah.
Section 21 goes to the housing associations locally. Now can't help.
Yeah.
Oh, why? Well, because you were in private housing. Yes, but I'm not now because I've been served the Section 21. That means I am now within 30 days homeless.
Doesn't mean fuck all to them.
But it means nothing.
This is what the trouble I had.
She was, if she'd been an illegal alien, she'd have been housed.
Steady.
No, it's true.
It is true.
Because they've been forced into, they must house illegal immigrants.
That's not good.
They can't house the people from the area.
Yeah. Not good.
Complete fucking bollocks. Like, no, I remember you talking about a while back about having all that go on. I just didn't know how long you're going to have to take off work for it and everything else. I mean, it's a heck of a healing process.
Yeah.
Look at what happened with me with Stagecoach. If that money hadn't with the inheritance,
you'd have been fucked.
And the length of time it took us to find a job, we'd have been fucked.
And think, Craig, even with that money hitting when it did, you still obviously had the stresses. You still had a constant worry of trying to find something else. And,
Yeah.
Tell you what, though, I was mad at myself the other day. Sitting here, I literally was getting out of the shower and heard somebody knocking on the door. So you kind of give, you're not going to answer the door in a fucking towel. And I look out the window to see who's out there, and I see a couple, what looked like a younger kid. So I figured it was one of like my kids, friends from up the road that live up there, whatever, kids knocking on the door type shit. So I have, her answer the door. So obviously I'm not dressed. I'm not going to answer the door to some random kid, that's probably one of my kid's friends. Come to find out, he was standing off to the side, and his dad or uncle or whatever the fuck was on the main part of the porch knocking because they were Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh, fucking hell. Invite them in. That confusion.
She chose them the no soliciting time, blah, 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 and they leave. I'm like, who was it? She told me. I was like, damn it, you should have let me handle it. She goes, you told me to handle it. I said, yeah, because I thought it was one of our kids' friends. I'm not going to, in a towel or a pair of boxers open the door to my kid, it's not appropriate. I'm like, but if I had known it was a Jehovah's Witness, I'd have made that all kinds of fun.
Oh, and I have done it many times.
Oh, I told the day that this guy was walking door to door, him and like one of their adult, I'm not shitting you, maybe at least 8 or 9 kids, ranging from like 8 up to like 16, walking door to door, trying to go to their church. I answered the door and I was like, okay, you got the wrong ex-Amish guy to try to get to come to your church. And starts trying to do a spiel. I'm like, buddy, I'm telling you right now, you're barking up the wrong tree in more ways than one. It's not worth my time or yours to have this conversation. You might as well go move on.
my favourite one was Jehovah's Witnesses knocked on my door. I converted both of them to paganism.
Oh, nice.
That's
Man.
brilliant.
Yeah. After that, I could see the Jehovah's Witnesses walk up the street, knocking on every door, and they go to the house next door, and the door was literally next door to mine.
Yeah.
Then cross the road, go past, and then cross back to knock on the door to the house next door
You
to
know
me. On
damn
the
well
other
after
side.
those two left your house, and if you convert them, you know damn well they had to go back and say, "Hey, we're not doing this anymore." Well, why don't you want to help the cause? Oh, well, we just learned about all this. Meeting for everybody right now. Don't go to this house. He will take you to the dark side. Do not go to this house.
Do you know the easiest way to confuse a Mormon or any of that lot? Invite them in.
Oh yeah.
I had one in the house for 4 hours. It's hilarious. The panic when you invite them in on their face. Somebody's let us in.
Hey, it's better than that if you've got a Mormon or a Jehovah's Witness. Offer them a coffee.
Yeah. Because it's.
I said I'd give the leaflet, make sure my husband would see the leaflet. So, yeah, I'll really make sure my husband, I'll make sure my husband sees the letter, sees all the information. The
No,
wife
best-
answers the kitchen door.
Better if it had been
Later.
the first one. If I had pulled out and Craig be like, "Yeah, me and my husband will be at service this week. Don't worry about it. We'll see you."
And they
No.
asked her if she was a friend of mine. She said, "No, we operate a Jewish household."
Oh shit.
The Jehovah's Witnesses and the morons.
Mm.
And like it kills me that they bring these kids around with them, and and do all this. Like, what are you trying to get? Sympathy for the fact that you have kids with you, trying to make people act more willing to join whatever because of the environment you're bringing up the topic in.
Yeah, round here it's the morons who bring the kids with them. The
Mhm.
Jehovah's Witnesses don't. But do you know what? I've only seen 2 Jehovah's Witnesses in the last 10 years.
See, that's the first time we ever had him here. That's why when she said who it was, I'm like, damn it, my opportunity was right there.
Oh, they're so much fun. I'm glad they're in. I'm glad they have a religion. I really am. It's so much fun to have a good laugh with them.
Yeah, but it's a bit like a kitten with a ball of wool.
It's like, how far can you push them? It really is.
Now, if I had ever gotten a hold of certain darker copies of religious books that are available, imagine having that pulling off your bookshelf. Like, oh, you want to talk religion? Okay, which chapter you want to go into? Oh, you don't know this one? Oh, this is a good one.
No. The easiest way to do that is
Tell them you're into midget porn and they'll fuck off.
It's just sit there and go, now, would you like me to do a tarot reading?
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that'd be a good idea.
Especially with a pack like this.
Yeah, it's a good deck as well, isn't it?
Especially if for some reason they know what that deck is.
This is the dark tarot.
Mm-hmm.
Anything.
Also,
I'm keeping that down. Keeping that down.
So I've got the demonic, the dark, the Crowley.
I say, Matt, you touched the deck. You can't put that back now.
No, I'm not. It's sat on my desk. But yeah, anything like that. If you show them anything like that, they shit themselves. And fuck me, they'd be fucked if they came in this room, wouldn't they?
No, could you imagine pulling out a Ouija board?
Yeah, but all I've
Or-
got
or
to do,
reading.
Cards Against
all I've got to do
Humanity.
is
Would you like to play a game
all
of
I've got to
cards?
do is yeah, all I've got to do is that though, because there's a pentacle, a runic disc, green man, and the pentacles with the raven. I'll just do that, and they can see those, and it's like, oh fuck. Because the trouble is, they don't even understand the different rules of the pentacles.
Oh no, they see
Mm.
everything as immediate dark magic, Satan worshiping everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, see you later, Jay.
It's an idea, G. It's an idea,
Mm.
G. It might help at like nearly 10:30 to maybe eat something. Yeah,
Could help.
you tit.
But no, you can have so much fun with those lot. You really can.
You know, the problem is they believe their own bollocks.
Bullshit.
You know.
Well,
Mm.
not even just believe. It's, I mean, you say for what it is. There's a different element of brainwashing involved in certain situations. Like, you know, but they take it and they take the most basic knowledge of what they're supposed to be preaching and just run with it door to door. And if you actually sit down and try to get deeper into either their side or your side or whatever, they don't have a lot of answers.
Well, you've got to remember the Mormon Church and Jehovah's Witness are both businesses. They're not a church; they're a business.
Yeah.
Mm.
Are we back to the Latter-day Saints?
But all of them.
Well, especially with the price of monkfish as well, Jay. Shrek. Well, unless you're kosher.
But no, when they come in and look around my place, and one of the first things they see is these skulls everywhere.
Oh, I can imagine if they walked in my living room. There's more bones
Yeah.
and animal skulls and
That was Fred.
there's
That
a
was
chunk of
Tom.
human brain in a vial on the fucking shelf.
But there's skulls, there's skull pendants, there's a crucified skeleton pendant.
No, better. Let them knock on my door again. I'll get out my glass jar that has Jaeger's heart into it. You want to see my dead dog's heart? I got her skull in the back room. You want to see that?
All Baptist-based religions.
Yeah. Except when you look at it, they've decided their new reinterpretation has to be the right one.
Yeah.
Who's it reinterpreted by?
Them.
Well,
Therefore, it's the right one.
Mm.
can we rewind history a little bit and go back to the early translations of the Bible with the Catholic Church, or do we not need to rehash things that happening?
Can we just take it back and not divide the church and go back to the start of the Christian religion, where there was no Baptist, no Catholic, no,
There was just the Christian church.
Christianity,
Right, as a
one
whole.
religion.
Yeah.
There was no separation.
Yeah, this is what always gets me, is all these different denominations.
Remembering
the same fucking thing.
The Bible was
But
written.
they still fight as if their version is better than the others.
The Bible was written in 4 separate languages. Okay, one book, 4 languages. 3 of those languages are either not used at all anymore or very limited use now.
Yep.
Yeah.
On top of that, it was transcribed by European monks. Okay. Now think about this. European monks. The first people to produce wine and alcohol like absinthe were European monks. Okay.
I can see it now. Let's get pissed and
Right.
change.
So exactly. We've got a bunch of pissed up monks on absinthe who are completely off their tree, transcribing these ancient stories. And I choose the word stories because they're not factual, they're stories passed
Yeah.
down. I can't think what other religion used to pass on facts by, oh, that would be the Druids. And the pagan religion used to pass on by storytelling, not by
Yeah.
books, by
That's how everything was
storytelling.
passed on.
Something else they nicked from us.
I said, what people don't realize, the Druids, though, it took 7 years
To
to
become
learn
a,
the stories, and you had to be word perfect before you were allowed to tell the stories.
Mm-hmm.
but the problem was the stories that were used by Druids and the storytellers of that time would be stories on how to be a decent person, how medicine worked, useful stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not on how to make 5 loaves feed 5,000 fucking people. That story has got fuck all to do with feeding the 5,000. That story is about a picnic, okay? Telling you now, it's about a picnic where somebody turned up with more sandwiches than he needed, and the basis of that story is charity.
Yeah.
Share. That's what
Yep.
that story is.
But look how much further people have dug into that and made up reasons in their own minds that, well, no, this is what this actually means. That actually means,
No, what it actually means is there were people who went to the Sermon on the Mount who just went to the Sermon on the Mount, and there were other people who took a picnic.
I wonder if there was a Mr. Whippy van. Well, there always is at a meeting, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's always a Mr. Whippy van. I wonder if there was a Mr. Whippy van at the Sermon on the Mount.
But it was like, it's been a long, hot afternoon. I think everybody should just divide it out. And those that had taken too much food, there was more food left than they allegedly had to start with. How the fuck does that work?
And the story of how Christ turned water into wine.
Oh, that was simple.
It's ever so easy, that story.
Yeah, Brad's father was a tight-ass bastard, bought cheap wine for the wedding, stashed all his good stuff in the cellar, told them put it in water jars, and somebody found it.
And started dishing out his good stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
I love fucking up religion, especially to religious people. It's great fun. It's one of my hobbies.
Well, it's I understand it was from a comedy special bit, but it's still take whatever parts. I mean, obviously you have to do background to verify certain details. Keep that in mind. But you're literally sitting there and going, okay, so you're sitting here as especially modern day Christians. Well, Jesus, blasphemy can't be a thing, and Jesus was, he was born here and did this and did this. But okay, so would have been a bigger culture shock at that time in history, and especially that part of the world, being the Middle East, so is the water in the wine more, or the fact that he was the only white guy within 100,000 miles? Because apparently, according to Christian religion, Jesus was white. So,
oh yeah,
no, that's according to American Christian religion.
Yeah, he looked like Charlton Heston, according to your religions.
Right, like fucking Fabio. Like, what the hell?
Well, according to your current president, he looks like him. He looks like Donald Trump.
Hey, same time though. Just think about it. He could kick Elvis's ass.
Now, do you see why I'm not
Especially now.
religious? If I get up to those pearly gates, I tell you what, when I die, if I go up, which is very doubtful, but if I do, and I get to the fucking pearly gates, if there is a heaven, and Trump is standing at the gates, I am knocking that bastard as hard as I fucking can. I am going to smash him to fuck.
Oh, well, now you're going down below because of what you did up top. Cool.
That suits me.
Perfect.
I've got a lot
And they
of
will
good friends who are going to be there.
Come on in. You did what no other cunt could.
I mean, I still remember when an old buddy from high school told me one day, sitting and hanging out years, probably 20 years ago now. But then he goes, people are always afraid of, religion tells you to be afraid of hell, and that's the place you want to make sure you avoid. So if you really think about it, between the people that are supposedly going to be put in hell and everything else, all it really is a 24/7 rave.
Well, I consider that we are currently in hell.
Could it get much worse? Not really. So yeah, you're very important on that one.
I
No,
also
we
consider
pretty
that
much live in it.
if heaven does exist, which in my idea of it doesn't, it's no. I just can't see it. But if you go by the church's view of what we go to, we'll all be sat about bored shitless in an eternal sort of happiness. It'd be boring as fuck. I want to be down. I want to be down where where people like Phil Taylor and fucking Lemmy are, and I want to be down there. I want to be down with them lot. Okay, I'm quite happy to be there.
Yeah.
And I love when people pick up the random little things that you never think about. One guy was saying one day, is like, so think about it this way. Because he's like, my dad passed away, and my dad was that type that he had something to say, no matter if it was just off the wall, he would just, it came out of his mouth. I said, could you imagine somebody with that mentality walking up and meeting God and just being like, and saying something about God's dick or whatever? Like, why would he say something about God's dick? It's like, well, because think about it. Technically, wouldn't you assume that everybody in heaven's naked? You're not going to go into the afterlife and go, what am I wearing today?
Well, true.
And here's a question.
Dude, the Christians
How
hate
come
that
all
one.
the
Like, why would you think about people being? Because think about, if your version of this is all legitimate, it doesn't make much sense for them to go outfit shopping.
How come all the pictures of Adam and Eve, Adam has a belly button?
Yeah.
That's a really good point. That's a really good point.
There is another good point here.
You get used to the heat, Mike. It's fine.
There is another good point here. With my arthritis, it's terrible when it's damp and cold, right?
Yeah.
So hell's perfect. It's nice and warm.
And think it's a dry heat. It's not like Florida. It's nice.
It's perfect. I'm quite happy. I'll go to hell.
No, I have scenes of little Nicky going through my head.
Which way around do you want the pineapple?
It's still the best part. I think one of the best parts of that movie. He pulls out the small one. Mm-mm. Pulls out the gigantic. Mm-mm.
All it proves to me every time I think about or talk about religion is it just proves what a load of absolute bollocks it is.
And that's the thing. It's not even a question of let's go back and forth and debate, because honestly, every time these people try to debate, you're just reassuring what I already know in my own head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they get so butthurt over offending their religion and offending their faith. You're defending something that you don't even know if it's real.
Well, like I told you about the lovely joke I pulled to my mom on Easter Sunday, right? So kids are obviously going getting Easter eggs, got the plastic grocery bags and doing all that. Well, the bag that Trent ended up getting had a hole in it, so he was losing his Easter eggs. We had to, we get done with the whole thing. My mom said, I get it's Easter Sunday and blasphemy being what it is, but can we get a non-holy or unholy bag for him? She just stopped and looked at me like, you son of a bitch.
I mean, another one that gets me, most of those stories in the original Bible were either letters to friends saying, hey, I met this guy who's really cool, or telling some of the stories. The stories were parables. They were not literals. Why, particularly in America, do they have to treat those stories as being literal?
Bill, they're Americans. They're simple.
Fuck me, that is simple.
Right. Well, think
if they
think
can't even tell the difference between
especially-
a parable and a literal.
Well, think how there's certain people in the Christian faith that sit there and go, well, there's a reason he took his son to the hilltop. There's a reason that he sacrificed him. It was for the good of... No, you stupid motherfucker. He was delirious.
I said Christ was only crucified because the Jews got pissed off that he was getting a better attendance than the fucking temples were.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason Christ got crucified. The Jews were pissed off because he had a better attendance.
Yep, it was all about the money.
Yeah.
Unusual for Jews.
You beat me to it.
Hey, it's true. Throughout history, the Jewish have been very greedy.
Yeah, but so have a lot of the Christians.
Yes.
Well, it brings up that joke of,
just look at
how
look
many
at
can
the
have left for a penny in the
Medicis.
middle.
Yeah, just look at the Medicis.
Yeah.
I get him a little offsides, Mike, but calling me a fucking outcast, goddamn, bro.
Yeah, but you...
He only said most. He didn't say all.
Yeah, but you've taken the Bible and you've really have. You've America as a general really has taken the Bible as a literal thing.
And not just that, I feel like before it started getting to that point, all of these, bigger church organizations basically pulled Wikipedia and had them just edit what they wanted to. And then we're going to flood the mass market with this information and all this history. And everybody takes this, oh, they said this, so this is what it is.
But don't forget your history of people who are obviously English, German, Scots, Irish, and so on, came from a puritanical English faith system.
Yeah.
So really, it's our fault.
Well, that's my thing. Is like people say to go, well, we talk about the immigration thing real quick. We got to get these people. You do realize unless you're a Native American, you're an immigrant in this country too. No matter how long your family's been here, you dumbass.
Yeah, but most Americans think that America is the oldest country in the world.
And then they go to anywhere else in the world. Oh, look at that! That castle looks. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's older than you think, there, bud.
Yeah, but half of the Americans come to Europe, go around, see the castles and things, go, oh, I think we should knock that down and build a strip mall. No, fuck off.
You literally have people that come over and say that dumb shit?
Oh, yeah, they really are.
They say that
There
dumb
really
shit.
are Americans who come
Why
to
would you-
Europe and say that.
It's like you realize that half these buildings are twice as old as the entire country of America, right there, genius?
They're older than Trump.
Hey, fuck, they're older than Bill.
Yeah,
Yeah, some of them. There are some. Yeah.
they're really old.
There's that one in Mesopotamia, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, you could think the stone slabs that Bill engraved are still sitting there in the corner.
That was his first tablet.
Blue to the right.
As we've done 2 hours, 10 minutes, and we've gone into religion, I'm going to call it a day now before we get
Railing everywhere this week.
I don't know. We've had a bit of fun with the religion bit.
Mhm.
Yes, but other people might not think so. Not that I really give a fuck what other people think.
I'll say, particularly some of the puritanical Americans.
Oh, now we got Mike getting into Merlin. Oh, we should probably end it for the week.
Yeah, that's true, Mike.
Go
I
on,
suppose-
do your goodbye.
I suppose I should start this week. Now, it's been fun today. We've even talked about some of the vaping stuff, which is novel.
We have, yeah.
It's
Well, there's
unusual.
actually some actual details and developments on both sides of the water to talk about this week.
Well,
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, this is it. We were waiting for it to see which way it all fell down, weren't we?
Yep.
Yeah.
Um,
Considering also, yeah.
yeah. If anybody needs us, the group's there. You can get hold of us anytime. I hope everybody has a really good week. Take care of yourselves and take care of your friends and family. Over to you, Tyler.
Thank you, Bill. Same as every week, guys. You know where to find us. Like Bill said, the group's there, Messenger's there. If you're struggling for any reason, it's not going to inconvenience us, and somebody's always available. So we will get back to you, or somebody will be available at that moment. So don't ever hesitate if you need somebody. Yeah, past that, everybody have a good week. Try to not do what I'm going to end up doing and having to work another ridiculous number of hours and be dead tired for the next 6 months. But you do what you got to do. So, yeah, have a good one, and we'll see you on the next one. Craig, say goodbyes, bud.
Yeah, sure, Tyler. Yeah, as both Bill and Tyler have said, the group is there if anyone needs us. Hope everyone does have a good week. We'll be back again next week to continue. Yeah, we'll see you next week. On you go, Matt.
Yeah, we will be back next week. If anybody needs us, you know where we are. Yeah, we'll let you know on any more information on the flavour bans and all of that shit that's going on with the government when it comes out. Yeah, apart from that, yeah,
Same
that's about all.
thing on this side of the water. If we get any more further into this lawsuit and then we get actually more developments, we'll put stuff up. And I will put up that link to that site for everybody's testimonials
do,
on the
mate.
page later.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, so that's all from us. So, yeah, good night, and may your God go with you.
That all.
Have a good night, guys.
Bye.